Hi guys, Terry here. Welcome back to my channel. As it's gone midnight, well, 12:15 in the morning, so hope you're all doing well. Today, well, it's not a train video, I'm afraid. It's merely a story time video that I'm doing just now. And since Seafoam Kitten enjoyed that Airwolf story as many others did, I decided to do one tonight for you before I go to sleep. Let's call this a bedtime story for myself. Now, I'm writing Airwolf stories, guys. I'm writing Airwolf stories. I'm not publishing them, not making them into a book, but maybe I could do it on here, read them to you, so you understand the full length of the Airwolf story. All about the famous helicopter herself that goes really, really fast and goes to help people in distress. Airwolf has been my favourite TV show. I love that helicopter so much, the music and everything else. Sorry, my throat. So, sit back, relax and enjoy this story. In 1984, a top-secret helicopter was built for the US government. It was called Airwolf. She was created for the Department of Defense, but her creator, Dr. Charles Henry Moffett, stole the mighty helicopter after demonstrating her capabilities and took her to Libya to use against the French in Chad, until the firm, a CIA Angel team led by Archangel, got their old friend and combat pilot Stringfellow Hawk to be a test pilot for Airwolf and retrieve her. After retrieving Airwolf, he told the firm he didn't want money. He wanted the firm to find his long-lost brother St. John Hawk. Until then, String used Airwolf for missions and interests. 3 years later, in 1987, St. John was rescued, but at a price. Dominic Santini, String's best friend, was killed in a helicopter explosion, and Archangel was needed elsewhere in the firm, but Jason Locke continued what the company started, using Airwolf on missions, but using St. John to fly her and complete the team. As they did, there were close calls of Airwolf in the wrong hands, but in 1990, Airwolf did her last mission. Did her mission until the US government ran out of missions and told the Airwolf team to leave her in the old hiding place where she rested for 22 years until the year 2012. Three people MI6 in the UK and CIA were assigned a mission to stop a mad person who had a super helicopter called the Comanche, was stolen and used to shoot down helicopters and jets. Three people, Terry Bartlett, that's me, Becky Willens and Ian Logan, were asked to do what was necessary to shoot the madman and his helicopter. Shoot down the madman and his helicopter. David Cameron and Barack Obama asked Terry and his team to search for a helicopter that is capable of taking down a Comanche, even though he myself, Terry Bartlett, has flown jets and helicopters for MI6 and the CIA. Lady Allen's Venture Playground has its own helipad, which Terry would like to use for future missions. For one helicopter he'd been trying to find, Terry gathered the Lady Allen team and showed them the video of the mighty machine herself, Airwolf. I said, I'd been going through the CIA's old documents as they grant me of Airwolf. They said, since she has been out of missions, it is time for us to take over, providing we keep Airwolf our secret, and do missions of interest with David Cameron and Barack Obama, giving us those missions. In the meantime, me, Becky and Ian will go to the Valley of the Gods where Airwolf is hidden. Airwolf was hidden with a fuel truck to refuel her and fly her to Colombia, where the madman and the Comanche is, so we can take him out. Everyone understood. A few days later, Terry, Becky and Ian flew out to California and took a fuel truck out to the Valley of the Gods, where Airwolf's hiding spot is, and walked into the cave, and they set their eyes on an aircraft no one has ever saw in 22 years. They pumped all the fuel into Airwolf's tanks until she was full and ready to go. Becky sat at the front with Terry, and Ian sat at the computer reading the flight manual and said, "Well, Terry, all engines and systems are in the green. Weapons are on standby. I bypassed the mains, so best do a quick start with the second engines." Terry started the engines 1 and 2 together, and the rotors started to spin fast. Terry, Becky and Ian put their helmets on. Terry said, "Okay, here we go." As they took off out of the hole of the cave, the truck driver drove off in the fuel truck back to Santini Air. Terry flew Airwolf around a bit to see what she can do, then headed for Colombia. After flying around for a bit, Terry headed south across to Mexico towards the Colombian coast. Becky had a go at flying with turbo speed and some target practice. She said, "Wow, this helicopter is not like any one I had flown with you, Terry. She is fantastic, not to mention beautiful too." Then a hiss came from Airwolf. Then I said, "Looks like she agrees with you, Becky," Terry replied. Ian said, "We will be in Colombia in 15 minutes. Take a heading of 170. There's a beach there for us to rest for the night. Give time to change into our Airwolf flight suits." Terry and Becky agreed as they sat down on the calm beach and change into their flight suits. Terry contacted David Cameron and he said, "Well, Terry, I am impressed that you've gone through everything you did to find Airwolf. Will you be bringing her here to the after the mission?" Terry said, "Yes, I will, but after I made arrangements with the previous Airwolf team, then I'll bring her to the UK, which will be her new home." Airwolf out. Airwolf out. Next morning, they took off to find the madman and his helicopter. Ian looked at the radar. "There he is, Terry, trying to get away. Let's see if we can get his attention." I replied and said, "Let's see if we can get his attention." Terry used the turbos to chase the madman. Well, in fact, his name was Thomas Riley, who was wanted by the FBI and the CIA for act of terrorism with a deadly aircraft. Well, not as deadly as Airwolf. Riley accepted the challenge. He said, "I will enjoy blowing you out of the sky. I will enjoy blowing you out of the sky." Terry replied over the radio, "Stand down immediately or we will destroy you." But Riley didn't listen. He just kept shooting until he launched a heat-seeking missile. Terry said, "Sunburst, Ian." Ian said, "Okay, Terry, sunburst," Ian replied. Then Terry said, "Okay, let's finish this. Combat mode, Ian." Ian deployed Airwolf's weapons and said, "You got all the firepower, Terry." Yeah, where was I? Yeah. Then Terry slowed down and turned around and then shot down Riley. Then Terry said, "We are not done yet. There's that base to take care of. Give Becky good target practice. Ready, Bex?" She replied, "Ready. Got the flight controls." She said, "Ready, I got the flight controls." As she flew around the base, shooting up the buildings and moving tanks. Then a gunship with the terrorist leader was getting away. Becky said, "This guy is mine." She used the turbos to chase after him, then shot him down. I said, "Good shot, Becky." "With a high-speed run? Very nice," said Terry. Becky replied, "Thanks, Terry. Here, you take us home," replied Becky. Terry said, "Okay, I got her. I'm flying us to Santini Air first to talk to the old Airwolf team." First, he flew Ian and Becky fast back to California and to Santini Air and landed. He went inside the hangar and as the old team looked at him, Becky and Ian in their flight suits, Stringfellow Hawk, St. John Hawk, Caitlin and Joe were amazed. String said, "I guess you three are the new Airwolf team." Terry said, "Yes, String, we are. Before you come to conclusions, we are going to keep us away from government hands. They don't know her like we do. I promise you, String, I will keep the lady safe." String understood. So did everyone else. After refueled, Terry flew Airwolf back to England with Becky and Ian to Lady Allen helipad, especially designed for Airwolf. When they landed, Terry, Becky and Ian thought about the missions ahead. The end. Well, that was a good story, wasn't it, folks? Me and my adventures with Airwolf and everything else. That was a good story, but that was in 2 parts. So I read part 1 and 2. What are your thoughts? Comment below. Subscribe for more. But I'm also a train enthusiast, so I have to do lots of things to film trains, and also I can always do more Airwolf stories for you if I have nothing else to do. And also some ASMR content for you. Other ASMR things like the ASMR is just tapping, giving you tingles, 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 tingles. I just really want something to do, make you all feel happy. So Lisa, Indigo Stars, that's for you. Seafoam Kitten, that's for you. Peggy, Whispers and Cows, that's for you. 7 ASMR, hug from me. And also to other ASMR artists who wish to see this, and also ASMR cat sounds, blow kiss for you. I'd like to thank the ASMR community for getting me into this. This really does make me feel, it makes me sleep easy at night, even when I have good dreams or bad dreams. I've got to go now, guys. Good night. See you again tomorrow.